5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome, everyone, to Truth, Beer, and Podsequences. So this is the podcast where my co-host and I listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts from the previous week, and then we get together at a podcast host, and we give our version of the truth of how those podcasts went. Now, hopefully there aren't too many consequences from the hosts.
We've got to talk about that.
Hopefully there aren't too many consequences from the hosts of the other podcasts. We're
really close to finding out.
Hold still, Marco. Podsequence.
Well deserved too.
Yes.
I do have to say.
Didn't even spill your beer when I hit you.
No, I didn't.
No, he's a pro.
I'm one of those guys who you can be carrying a baby and a beer and then catch a baseball in the stadium. Yeah.
Yep.
That guy on that video dropped the baby. He did. He not the beer. He dropped the baby, caught the ball, then caught the baby again.
Man.
It's a fascinating video.
Juggling.
Fantastic.
Thank you to Higher Gravity Summit Park for being a gracious podcast host.
Higher Gravity never drops babies.
No.
They do bounce though.
Babies or Higher Gravity?
Why not both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am Marco. I'm a taproom manager here locally, and I am about to introduce the best co-host in Podcastlandia.
I am Julia, and I like to give you guys like 37,000 pages of calendar events about beer week in and week out. I just want to make sure people know what's going on, but my God, our episodes, the 0.5s used to take like 10-ish minutes. Now they're almost 20.
Yep.
But there's a lot of good stuff going on, so I feel that it's my moral obligation to tell you all about it. I heard you cough. You doing okay?
You all right?
All right.
You okay?
All right. And we have a third voice on the show tonight, so do you want to introduce yourself, or do you just want to be the voice?
I'm the Gnarly Gnome. I drink a lot of beer, and then sometimes I write about it. Sometimes I make podcasts about it. Sometimes I make videos about it. Sometimes I just sit quietly by myself in the basement and sob to myself and drink it. But I like beer.
Sounds fantastic.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me,
welcome
guys.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome back for sure. So
It's been a while since I've been on the show, right?
It has. It's been like at least 7 days.
No, I wasn't on that show.
Oh, you're right. You weren't on that show. You were here.
When was the last time I was actually on the show?
2 weeks prior to that.
I don't know.
Because you weren't here the week
I trust you.
before.
You're the one with the notebook.
Oh, good God. Oh, my God, I do have the notebook. I know that.
It's actually
I
not
actually
important.
don't know that I have this written down.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's
No.
somebody that is yelling at their radio right now.
Oh, God, yeah.
that's good.
It's either Jason or Michael from Medina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Disclaimer, Marco?
Yeah, so all the thoughts and opinions on this podcast are ours and ours alone. I'm speaking for Julie and I. The gnome can speak for himself.
And he will.
They are not affiliated with any entity which we may represent, which means our full-time jobs or Higher Gravity themselves. So we'll tell you at the end of the pod how to get in touch with us if you want to support or discuss. And then, no.
Higher Gravity feels the exact same as I do about everything, I think.
Excellent.
All right.
Could be wrong, but
We'll find out.
And no craft beer podcast would be a good craft beer podcast if you didn't have a beverage.
Truth.
I don't have truth yet.
neither.
But guess first. Go ahead. What are you drinking?
This is what Jever. Jever. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Javier?
Jever.
It's German, right?
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah, it's German.
Jever. Yeah. I don't know. Jever.
Yeah.
Jever. I've had it in bottles in the past, and it was terrible. It was skunky and a mess. On draft, it's a nice, tasty German Pilsner. I can't tell ABV or any kind of other details about it, other than it's a tasty German Pilsner.
4.9% ABV.
Sounds about right. I trust you.
As all good Pilsners are.
Good.
Yep, there we
It's
go.
good.
I have something that I've had plenty of times before. It is All-Nighter from Falling Knife. It's an Imperial Golden Ale with coffee and cacao. I am trying to help Higher Gravity Summit Park kick the keg. It's delicious, but I
7.9%.
think I'm the only one drinking it.
You could be.
I could be.
You could be. According to producer
Adam, yeah.
Producer Adam,
he's like,
you
yeah,
are-
I served one guy like 6 pints when we first put it on, and then it's been just you. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
No, I think it's delicious.
Should be around
I love it.
through Oktoberfest season then,
Oh,
at
absolutely.
that pace.
Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying.
I am having Alaskan Amber alt beer from Alaskan Brewing Company from Alaska. You know where Sarah Palin is from?
I've heard that she can see Russia from her house.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Boy, that's getting old. You know, if you
Yeah,
think about
it's a
like
little
when all
old
that happened, it's
reference,
like,
yeah.
man, but
It's an old
it's the
reference,
only
for sure.
reference that I've got, and I'm not too proud to say that.
About Alaska?
Sure.
Alaska, the last frontier. Didn't I tell you,
you
the
know-
story about the guy who I used to work with that actually went to a creative session for music and was playing music and having beers with Otsley, who is, the singer's name from Alaska.
Singer from Alaska. Jewel.
Jewel. Jules.
It's the only,
Nice,
the
yeah,
only
Jules' father.
Alaskan singer that I know.
Jules' father. True
that's
story.
cool.
That's funny.
That's
True
cool.
story. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have more than one.
There's got to be another
Podcast.
singer from Alaska,
Oh,
right?
there are probably plenty.
I
but,
don't know.
So, yeah. Well,
Singer of-
someone needs to Google this.
Is it pop or folk? Is it pop folk or what?
She's
I don't even
folk.
know.
Just polk.
don't even know.
Combine the two. I don't
Polk?
know.
Yeah,
Polk.
you smash them
Why-
together. Smash them together. Anyways,
It's like a cuvee of different
Oh, my
different musical
goodness.
styles. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm trying. I'm reaching.
Yeah, I mean, so Jill is number one. John Gorley.
No
Don't know who
idea.
that is. Vivica Gano.
No idea.
Gano, I do not know who she is.
Kelly Moneymaker. She sounds famous.
She's on Instagram, I would imagine.
I'm scrolling to see if I see any names here that I recognize.
The farther you scroll, the
Yep.
more you're going to be like, no.
Yep. Not seeing
not
anything.
one. All right.
Oh, Hobo Jim. Hobo
Oh,
Jim. is
Hobo
from,
Jim.
Hobo
you know.
Jim's like the Truth Beer
Alaska.
Pod of Alaska.
Hobo Jim passed away in
Oh.
2021.
Not
Dude, does that
the,
mean we're doomed?
not the Truth
Not
Beer
the
Pod
Truth
of
Beer
Alaska.
Pod. No.
Never
This
mind.
says he is an Alaskan legend.
I mean, then could be the Truth Beer Pod.
He was
We are
a
legendary.
fisherman, a logger, as well as a cowboy.
Isn't everybody in Alaska?
All of those things all
Yeah.
the time.
It makes sense.
Oh, good
Yeah.
Lord. Good Lord. Let's talk about some podcasts.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
Kind of why we're here, in addition to the fine beverages that Higher Gravity Summit Park has. We have 4 to talk about today. We have 2 episodes of the Craft Parenting Podcast. We have episode 98 with West Coast IPAs, episode 99 with Porters. We have a new podcast. It's been around for a while, but it's just recently an actual podcast, The Weekly Pint.
Yeah, it is a podcast
Gnome, you
now.
may be familiar with it a bit, maybe. And we finally got some new kids on the block to show up and do a podcast that seems like it might be a hit, Shift Beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
They had some good chemistry going.
Yeah.
I hope
They're
they can
onto
make
something.
a run.
They're on to something. They absolutely are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Gnome, as the guest, do you have any preference for where we start?
Let's start with Craft Parenting Pods.
All right. I guess we'll go 98 to 99 as far as episodes go.
You should probably go 99
Ooh.
98.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all
Yeah.
right.
99, 98.
We can absolutely do that. So, episode 99, Exploring Porters. This is Joe and Caroline talking all about the goodness of porters. They drank 4 different ones while they were recording.
How many of them were from Westside Brewing?
Only one. But it was not a very fresh one, but apparently it tasted all right. They had nutcase.
They wouldn't tell you any different.
No, and I wouldn't expect them to. They had Nutcase from Listerman, Sweet Baby Java from Dew Club Brewing, Krampus Cole from Westside, which, right,
remember that
that's a
beer.
good one. That is a good one. And Best of Times, which is the Barbecue Rub Porter from Great Lakes Brewing, which...
And 50 West.
And 50 West.
And 50 West. Sorry, I know. I was going to say no. 50
We
West
had
was
that on
involved,
the pod.
but we
You
did.
remember that?
We did. I actually enjoyed that more than I thought I would. It was definitely different, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a long time ago
That
we
was
had
a long
that beer.
time ago. Yes,
We were still
they,
back at the old digs.
They were saying that they were trying to clear out the beer fridge. So
That's
hopefully
an old beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their beer fridge is full of beer. It is a full-size refrigerator.
Yes.
I can vouch for that.
Yes, it is.
Full of beer.
Yes.
There is something that
Well, and some bottled water. Some of the drawers
Yeah.
were just packed to the gills
And
with
ice.
bottled water.
To just,
there's something that I enjoy about that with the beer fridge, though, like being able to go in there, and I don't want like a bunch of one old beer in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad thing. But if you start rooting through a beer fridge and it's like
You find, like,
you've
a
got
hidden gem.
40 different single cans that are all like just the last one from the
yeah.
6-pack.
Yeah.
That's the best.
And
I
it's
need
like
to
you're
start
going,
rooting through
man,
and
I
finding
need
stuff.
to
And
drink this, but if I drink it, then it's not, like, this is my problem. If I drink it, it's not going to be there. And then I have this battle of, yeah, but if I don't drink it, how good is it actually going to be when I get around to it? Like if it's something with coffee in it, that's going to fall off. I
Sure.
need to actually drink some of these things. I was talking to Marco pre-production meeting before you showed up.
sorry you had to do that.
I know, I'm telling you, it's terrible.
The worst.
But I do what I got to do for the podcast. I still have a vintage can from the very first. I think they only did one. No, they did 2 releases of it. From
Voss.
the very first. No, I do not have a 5-year can of Voss. That would be amazing. It's even better than that. And
No
this
way.
Is, yeah. Oh, it's
No way.
so much better than that. I still have a can from the first release of the Vive Pumpkin Spice.
that was the only release, by the way.
I thought about bringing it
There were
over
2.
to.
You have 2
Yeah,
of
I
them?
thought
No, they had
there were
two
2. I thought
releases.
they did.
I thought it
2,
was just
yeah.
one, but
They did
yeah.
2.
No, I didn't get one the second year. I should have. That way I could have had, my
A
2-year
vertical.
vertical of it. But
2-year vertical.
I keep thinking of when can I bring this somewhere to share as like a man. I brought this vintage beverage. This is going to be amazing. I forgot about it.
I
for
bet
Craft
it still
Camping
tastes
Pod.
fine. So there is a
It
very
probably does,
distinct
yeah.
difference between something that has pumpkin spice flavoring in it versus actual coffee and
coffee,
things like that.
sure,
That will fade
agree.
and change. A lot of those flavors, yeah, over time they may shift and change, but for the most part, they're going to
pumpkin
hang on
spice is
for a
gonna
long
hold
time,
on,
especially in a seltzer where you're not getting fallout from hops and things like that.
Right.
It's probably going to taste okay.
I just need to find the right place to bring it to where
It's-
people will appreciate it.
I don't know.
No
who-
one.
I mean, no
Or
one's
the-
going to appreciate it.
Well,
It has to be completely seasonably inappropriate when you bring
so
it.
Correct.
Could I
Maybe
bring
at a
that as-
non-golf outing.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect. All right, let's move.
They talked about the history of porter.
Yes.
Listen, figure it out.
Well, in addition to that, we're not going to have this be a 2-minute recap of their episode.
All right,
we
yes.
could, but we're not going to.
What other notes do I have there?
Caroline talked about being smited. Caroline talked about being smited by either Dan Listerman or Brett Coleman Baker by talking about cuveeing a raspberry or a grape type American fruit tart or some type of ale with
Yeah.
like the nutcase peanut butter porter.
No, that's.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's- I'm-
Could do.
I'm all about
I don't
that.
think anyone would be
PB&J.
mad at
I
that.
don't think either. Well, I don't know that Dan Listerman would drink a
Not his call anymore.
Was it-
a nutcase with any kind of fruit tart in it. But
Wasn't he
but
against
Brett-
like peanut butter beers for a while in like the very,
Yeah.
very, very
Oh
beginning?
yeah, I
and
don't
now
know that
look
he
at
drinks nutcase.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true.
But I'm not to speak for Brett Coleman Baker, but I feel like I can say that he would probably be all about that.
Nice. Speaking of Brett Coleman Baker, Joe and Caroline feel that he is the Beetlejuice of the Cincinnati craft beer world, to where if you say his name 3 times, he appears. I've said it twice. I'm not going to do it a 3rd time because
Yeah,
I don't
just be
feel
careful.
like.
That'd be fun. We got extra microphones. We could.
That's
We do
true.
have extra microphones.
That's true.
I am so ready for a gang of people that need to be on the mic.
Well, you know.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, him and Mike hang out at the bar at Higher Gravity all the time.
I do. Apparently, they're there later on Friday nights than when I was normally there.
I've seen them.
But-
I've seen them at the other location plenty of times. Well, I should say I've seen Brett at the other location plenty of
Plenty of
times.
times.
I've never seen either one of them here at
They
Summit
should
Park.
come up to Summit Park.
Come on out, guys.
Yeah, you know where to find us.
I think they're both afraid of Blue Ash.
Because it's
It's outside of their comfort
It's not,
zone.
it is. It is. It's,
I get that.
Mike doesn't even
there's-
like crossing the river. He likes to stay in northern Kentucky.
Gotcha.
I gotcha. No, I can empathize with those
Sure.
feelings. I mean, that I'm very much the same way. I took some, medication and then some talks to myself in the mirror to get me to the west side.
Lots of
did.
talks in the mirror.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your trip to the west side for the second time. Episode 100 of Craft Parenting
Maybe next
Podcast.
Tuesday.
Holy cow! When this drops, that episode will have been out for a day and a half, maybe. It's going to be a thing.
It's not going to be as good as we're building it up. It's going to be edited down to like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Joe's going to be like,
Bottle shares are good.
I couldn't use any of this, especially the part about Thomas the Tank Engine.
Whoa.
Good God. Anyway,
Thomas.
spoilers. Spoilers. All right, back to episode 99. Caroline talked about the differences between stouts and porters. Apparently, all stouts start as porters, according to her
Okay.
and some of the Wikipediaing. This is their truth. I could see where that was coming from, and depending on the sources that you're reading all of this from.
There's some truth to that.
Sure. Agreed. Absolutely. Porters, this I thought was interesting. So you can kind of give your, sounds of disapproval if you...
Yeah, I'll grumble if I need to.
Exactly. Porters are technically lagers due to being cold fermented, which led to Caroline talking about anatomy and being cold, which was not the rabbit
Okay.
hole I thought they were going to go down.
Stay
But
out of that rancid.
it was, didn't know we were going to be getting a science lesson out of it, but there you go. That's what happens.
I'm going to disagree with that. and since I'm behind on all my podcasts, I have not listened to this one yet, but now I have to.
Yeah.
I got to.
Last note that I had on this one is asking Caroline.
You okay?
Wow, no, I apparently am
You
not.
all right?
That just
Little phlegm?
I need you to take over this one. Yeah, it's been a allergy season
Phlegm and
from
em?
hell. I'll tell you. Why, Caroline? Why are you listening to an oldie station if you're not old?
Well,
She
she does
talked
all the
all
other
about-
things. She checked 4 out of the 5 boxes on old people activities.
This
a couple
is
of
true.
couple of episodes ago.
This is true, but she was complaining a lot about
She is the oldest
This-
non-old person I think I know.
fair statement.
Mm-hmm.
Fair statement. Marco, so no. If you haven't, did you catch up with this episode, or are you still
No,
a
he's-
bit
I'm
behind?
Very far behind.
Yeah.
Very far
All right.
behind.
So, Marco, any other notes on this episode before we move on to episode? Well, go back in time to episode 98.
Gonna go back in time. That's Huey Lewis in the news.
And the
by
news,
way.
yep, yeah. Speaking of oldies,
Yeah.
What year did that come out? Was that before I was born?
It was in one of the Back to the Future soundtracks. So yeah, it was probably before you were born.
I miss when
Very
bands
young.
did songs for soundtracks that didn't exist on like their albums.
Huey Lewis in the news
Yeah.
will tell you that they don't do songs specifically for soundtracks. However, the song that
Here
they
we go.
created,
Here we go.
fit the Back to the Future theme.
Oh, there we go. Any other notes on Joe
Huey
and
Lewis in the
Caroline?
news?
Well, or
Yeah, the song.
or Craft Parenting
the
Podcast
song,
and Porters.
The
It
song.
was 1985 for the record.
I was
yeah.
alive.
So I was alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters theme song.
But I
Total
might have been pooping
rip-off.
my pants.
Total rip-off of Huey Lewis in the news. I Want a New Drug. And they
Now that
settled
I
out
think
of court.
about it, I can see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways. Any more notes on Craft Parenting Pot? No, here's
Not
the
on
thing.
episode 99.
We would end up spoiling everything for you.
Right.
And so we're not going to do that
We want you to listen.
today.
It's a
this
fun
time.
episode. Correct.
This time. Other times.
Maybe next time. You never know.
Maybe. You never know.
I learned from your notes on both of these episodes. So Pilsners are actually ales. Porters are actually lagers. I got this.
There you go.
I understand.
Just
Excellent.
wait until we cover West Coast IPAs.
Yeah,
Your mind
yeah,
is going to
hold
be
on.
blown.
Yeah. Hold on to your
Hat.
gnome hat.
You can only make West Coast IPAs in Canada.
Actually,
Almost.
does
I
it?
mean, you're actually not. You're actually not too far off.
doesn't Caroline? Doesn't she have that same hat?
Yeah.
Yes, I think
The
she's the
all-black?
only other person that has this hat.
Yes, because you had one that was for sale, or did she get it from doing the trivia?
I don't remember.
What hat did you
No,
give
she
away
bought it.
at
Or did she
Bachfest
have to
for
do a
answering
dance
or
off?
for giving you trivia? Did anyone?
It was, I think, a blue gnarly hat.
Gotcha. Okay.
But those are upcoming. Those are still limited, but
okay.
they're going to be new to the store. This I'm not positive if it's ever going to make its way to the store.
Gotcha.
If it does, there'll be a whole series of kind of this blacked out look.
It is very cool.
I like it, but
It is
I
very
don't think a
cool,
lot of other people do. We'll see.
I like it. The problem is, I mean, the obvious, which is
You don't want to cover up that
can't-
gorgeous main
I mean, if you
affair that
don't know
have
what
in
it
your
is,
head.
you don't know what it is.
That's true, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what I like about it.
If you
I
know,
like
you
it
know.
too. I like it too.
Kind of like the adventure brand stuff. It's like if you know, you know. If you don't, it's just another zip
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Please,
Or
please.
T-shirt. Pleep. True. That's fair. That's fair.
Pleep. I think he changed it again.
Is it
I think
just
it's I think
Pleep?
it's Pleep
It's
now.
just
Crying
Pleep.
out loud.
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus.
I think
mean,
people were having too much trouble spelling Pleeblius.
all the damn emails I get from him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like they're directly from him. I mean, I feel like, and
some of
because
them are.
because I've met him, you know, as many,
Yeah, he knows
fewer
about-
times than you have, but
he knows all about your drug use.
yeah, we're talking about Zane Lamprey for those who don't know. Man, he emails me
There's a
It's
lot
a
of
lot.
emails.
a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
A lot of sales.
It might be daily. I'm just saying it might be.
I think it's less than that, but I also get like when he does email, I get like 5 emails to different
Different addresses. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, when's he coming to town?
I think it's July, maybe.
Oh, shit, I gotta buy
Does
my
that sound right?
tickets.
Something like
Think
that.
I gotta buy my tickets.
Coming to Fretboard.
I know.
Yeah.
I need to.
Julie, are you coming?
Fred, I'll have to check my calendar, but
Oh, she's very busy.
I mean, I am an incredibly.
Check my
No,
schedule.
what about Josh? Oh, we are very
Hey,
busy.
you know,
Josh has to wash his hair, and
He
you
has
know,
a
it's
lot of
thing.
hair.
He
I
does.
might have to stare at a wall or something. I don't know.
I have another 13 pages of beer events to find and put on this damn sheet for us.
Is Zane Lamprey on that sheet?
No, because I haven't
Should be.
seen it posted on Fretboard's page unless I completely missed
I
it,
don't think
which
they've
I
put it on their page yet.
see, which is why I've not put it on there.
I need to buy my ticket.
All right.
Gnome, how many people are going with you?
I think it's just me. I don't know. I only bought one ticket, but there might be other people that buy tickets. That
I'm gonna.
Why
go.
is Zane still forcing you to buy your own ticket? He should be
That's a good
giving
question.
you
Probably the same reason
a
he's
seat.
forced me to buy all my same sweatshirts too.
He offered you free shit the last time. Did you get your free
I
shit?
didn't because we started talking, and then by the time
Well, but
by the time we started to stop talking, he was gone.
Well, but didn't he donate
did.
some stuff to
He
the?
He did donate some
to-
stuff. Yeah.
He
yeah.
really did
Access
offer you
there.
some free swag, and you didn't get it.
I was busy drinking.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Oh man!
Anyways.
All right, Craft Parenting Pod, episode 98, exploring West Coast IPAs.
Hell yeah, that's my jam right there.
I know you're a big IPA guy.
I'm in exploring.
Oh, that too.
I like exploring.
No, I mean West Coast IPA. Yeah.
All the things. They
Now I'm
drank
confused.
3 of them, and we all are. No one knows what's happening anymore, and that's wonderful. 13 Below's West Coast IPA, Rheingeist Truth, Marco, a big
I've
big
had
beer
it.
for you.
I've had it before.
Once or twice, yeah.
Yeah.
And West Side's West Coast IPA, which is kind of new to their portfolio.
That's crazy. They had another West Side beer.
Yes. It's almost like they're Mug Club members or something, and used to live super close to the brewery. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even drink as much West Side beer as they do, I think, which is a travesty. It really, really is. They just released, or I don't know if it's already out or if it's coming out, a new cold IPA for
What's a cold IPA?
It is an IPA brewed at colder temperatures, so it is similar to a lager. Some
Fermented.
people call
Yeah.
it fermented at cold.
How do you brew
Yes.
something at a cold temperature?
Magic.
It's fermented, cold temperature.
You do the
Lager
things.
temperature.
You do the things
Oh, it's a
with the
lager,
stuff.
kind of like porters.
Yes,
I get it.
Yeah, all stouts start as porters. Let's
go.
All porters start as
West Coast
lagers,
IPAs.
and all lagers start as West Coast IPAs.
Oh,
and now
I get
you
it.
know all about beer.
I get it. I understand beer.
Yes. This is our truth.
All about beer and our friend
So
John Hall.
God damn it. One of the other truths about West Coast IPAs is this is Joe's absolute favorite beer style.
He
There
loves
is
them.
no beer style he loves more, so he was incredibly excited to get started on this topic and on this episode.
Oh, he wish everywhere would have it in a Stein,
Yes.
as they say. They can't
Yes.
say Stein.
It's
It has to be Stein.
Well, when you are the Michael Jackson, I can't even do it as well as you
The
do it.
Michael Jackson of German dancing.
You got to pronunciate all the words correctly.
Yeah.
Period. Hands
Yeah.
down. There were some, as always, in their beer style episodes, the history of the style. Apparently, it started in England, and it is intended to be cellared for 2 years minimum. Yes.
And then abroad. at
Right,
sea.
right, because it has to travel across the
You have to
the
jostle
ocean.
it too.
Yeah, it's jostling.
yes.
Jostle. Jostle
Like
every one of
this,
your
like-
beers.
Oh my god.
That's like
oh no.
it's kind of a
Oh no. Oh no. there are emotions happening, and I don't know how to translate that to podcasts.
But just
so I'm
picture
just
all
gonna,
of the things that you could jostle, and
Yeah,
and that's
we
what's
did all
happening.
of them.
yeah.
Oh my fucking.
Except do this.
There were-
IPA. Gotta shove your face in those hops.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Hoppy. You saw those commercials with Jim Cook and
Yes.
Boston Beer where he's got the hops and he's just
doing.
like- Just rubbing it for the oils.
Well, that's how you get the oils to come out before you put them into.
Yeah. just
You know,
take-
into the brew
take 'em,
tanks.
you
That's what they're
smother
called,
them.
right? The brew. Jesus Christ! I don't know what I'm.
You gotta get that lupulin all over your face.
Yeah, it's like it's everywhere. So sticky, icky.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. There was a bit of conversation about, is that where West Coast IPAs come from? Because England's not typically thought of as being West.
Not
To
on
which-
the West Coast.
There is a
Well,
west
to
coast of
which-
England.
Right, and my thought is,
Sure.
anywhere is West.
Is that the hop region?
Anywhere
think
is
so.
west, depending on where you're starting from and what direction you head in. Like technically,
West
if you
Coast
start
of
going west from, just say, Ohio, eventually you'll make it all the way around to England. So England is technically
That's a good
You
point,
could
yeah.
make it west.
It's like
of,
the 275
of
loop.
anywhere.
I mean,
Yes.
go,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know,
One of my
the
favorite
globe.
things to do,
Yeah.
speaking of the 275 loop, one of my favorite things to do, I haven't done this in a while. Someone new's coming to town. Oh, how do I get to wherever? Oh, just take 275 until it ends, and it's right there. Yeah.
that's why you don't have people visit.
That's why I don't have friends.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. As of 2022, over 40% of styles brewed in the U.S. are of the IPA variety.
Ish.
So, ish.
Yeah.
Yes. Apparently, they gave my Josh a new title.
Yeah.
He is now the Dippa Fairy.
Congratulations. Josh.
Congratulations, Josh. And they believe that if you leave a Dippa under your pillow, or I'm sorry, a Dippa in your fridge, he will stop by and he will bless you with gorgeous hair in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
Makes
So,
sense. Math
He-
adds up.
Yep.
I put Dippa in the fridge all the time, and look at this fucking mess on my head. So apparently,
Talk to somebody.
I need to talk to somebody about that.
Yeah.
Need to talk to somebody about
You know
that.
what somebody told me? I mean, I was maybe, I don't know, 16, 17,
Mm-hmm.
kid in the neighborhood. They were like, you need to put an egg. You ever done that? You done a raw egg in the hair?
No, but I have
Wait,
stuff
what?
in my fridge right now called basically hair mayonnaise. It's made with shea butter and egg yolk. It's kind of like a heavy-duty conditioner. Yeah.
Is it good on a sandwich?
Not going to try it.
Oh, okay.
No.
Huh.
Maybe get some turkey
It's
bacon.
probably like 99% chemicals based
I like
off of
chemicals.
shea butter and egg
Well,
yolks.
so is
but
a lot of,
a lot of sandwiches.
sandwich
I was gonna
shit.
say, I'm
Yeah.
a big McDonald's
Get you
fan.
some,
Not wrong.
Get you some turkey bacon or
God.
some Beyond Meat bacon, and then get you some
Ugh.
of that hair mayo and
And we'll
maybe a
see.
little sourdough.
Well, when I got it, because I bought it from Amazon, and it should have been Josh like, did you buy mayonnaise? And I'm like, not from Amazon. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, it's
That's a good idea.
no. But it's
As
cool,
we get
like
into
the-
summer.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Hey,
it's been sitting on the porch for like
Hey.
3 hours,
yeah,
90 degrees.
Tip
It's
everyone:
fine.
don't buy mayonnaise from Amazon,
Amazon,
in the middle
no.
of the summer.
Or really ever. I mean, I don't know if I would. I don't know how climate controlled their warehouses
Growing up in
are.
the South, there's two schools of thought here.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, at Louisiana, middle of the summer, if you open a jar of mayo and never put it in the fridge, there's a large group of people that say it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It will not spoil. It's fine.
Okay.
Then there's the group of sane people that open it, put it in the fridge. Now, what's really hard to understand is that eventually both die.
That
Not
math adds
sure.
up,
Not wrong.
yes.
Not
wrong.
sure, if one camp or the other actually,
Who dies
if it
happier?
Right. Well, I mean, it's Louisiana. Everybody's happy, right? It's like the South Louisiana.
I was going to say
everyone's like,
certain parts of Louisiana probably more than others.
South Louisiana, everybody is like, they're like, we're all gonna fucking die, so let's just fuck it, YOLO. But anyways, yes.
Don't smell the
IPAs.
mayonnaise before you eat it.
Yeah. Yes, IPAs.
All right. I had 3 more notes from this episode.
That's all I had.
And then we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get on to the other 2.
You okay, buddy?
okay?
Oh, I'm dying.
Oh, God.
All right.
We all
It's
are.
the mayonnaise.
It's a mayonnaise. Fuck.
Joe and Caroline are snitches, so listen to this episode to find out exactly
Again?
what. Yes.
I say it like I didn't listen to the episode.
Right.
I listened
right.
to the episode.
But listen
What
to
is it about them snitching?
I don't know, but you know what?
Is
I'm
that
not.
that thing with Harry Potter with the game that he plays?
Oh, this is much worse than that. You're not wrong,
Much, much worse.
but this is calling people out more so than catching little golden balls with wings. Yeah. I bet they could jostle that golden ball, though.
No.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, man. They talked about Schützenfest and how smoking is bad. So there's a little
Okay.
public service announcement for you in there. And
Is smoking
remember,
better or worse than eating mayonnaise that sat out in the sun?
I think one has more long-term effects and the other has more immediate effects.
Okay.
Both are bad, I think. But
Okay.
I think one, you're going to almost immediately realize that this was a bad idea, and the other one might take a bit before you
Okay.
go, this was a bad idea. Yeah, just my thought.
Just don't put it in the freezer, right? Mayonnaise.
The smoke? Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
you know,
The mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Put it in the freezer.
Can
Like,
you put your cigarettes in the freezer?
I don't know. We'll
I
have
think
to-
I think it makes them last longer.
do we know anyone
does it?
that
I know
that-
there's guys that keep their cigars in the freezer in theory to make them last longer.
I don't think that works.
I don't think it
That
does
sounds
either.
like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Cigars need moisture.
I was gonna say freezer burn cigars.
Yeah.
The cigars need
Do
moisture.
we know anyone that gets hopped up on heaters that we could ask about keeping them in freezers?
The people that I know that get hopped up on heaters burn through so many of them when they're drinking that they have
It
no time to
doesn't
put
matter.
them in the freezer.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. And last note that I had on episode 99 of, or was this, no, this was 98 of the
98.
Prep
Yeah, we went backwards.
We went
remember?
backwards.
98
I know,
degrees.
I know. I flipped my notebook over.
Nick Lachey.
Cellar your IPAs. 98 degrees. Yeah, I actually interviewed them in high school when they first came out because I was on the.
Tell us about it.
I tried to act like I was like a much more,
Fake it till you make it.
pretty much. It was kind.
And then now here you are. You made it. You have a podcast.
I asked the question with all the boy bands coming out these days in like the late 90s, what makes you different?
Good
And
question.
they just kind of laughed and were like, oh, well, we think you'll like our music. And that was kind of it. And I went, Wasn't my style of music
Yeah.
then? Isn't my style of music
So
now?
Different.
Julius
We're going to
Tate
open
back
a
then was
burger
like-
restaurant.
Yeah, Julius Tate back then was like, not gonna last.
No.
Bunch of nobodies.
And they didn't except for
O-Town's gonna
Nick
kick your
Lachey.
ass.
Whew.
Woof.
Yeah. All right. Well, Gnome, you need a beer.
I do.
Marco, you are going to need a beer in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
We're going to do
So-
mayonnaise shots too.
Oh,
Yeah, room temperature.
No.
We're going out to the park and do some mayonnaise shots.
No.
We're gonna put a little
No,
hot sauce in it,
no,
though, to make it taste
no.
better.
I will take just the hot sauce. Leave the mayonnaise. No.
Gotta have the mayo.
No. We do not.
Loop them.
Told you, man.
We'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. We made it back. And we have 2 more shows to talk about. And again, this will be, guest pick. Weekly Pint or Shift Beers.
Let's go shift beers.
Shift Beers? All right.
Yeah.
They have finally made it back for episode
Back.
100.
Oh, shit.
Man, you were so close that time.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
You will get it one of these days.
Can we do it again?
Sure. Okay, so Shift Beers has made it 1, 2, 3 back.
Jeez.
You were like, oh, it was just a fraction of a second, just a
We'll get it, we'll
fraction.
get it.
It was beautiful. Episode 115. No,
We're good.
we're good.
Producer Adam checking on us.
Chicken, making sure that we are not, passing away in here because Adam doesn't want to
Do
clean
people
up.
yell back when they die? Is that a thing?
Apparently they
Yeah.
do. Apparently so.
Yeah, when we do.
but we're
Like-
gonna try not to die here because
I'm
we
never
don't-
coming back.
We don't want producer Adam to have to drag our corpses out into the park or anything like
I think
that.
you can call somebody from the park and they'll come pick up your corpse.
I mean, organic material, right? That's what we
Yeah,
would
I think
be.
they have like a wagon thing that they wheel around.
Yeah. Just throw us on like whatever compost pile they have over there, and I'll be fine.
Just put you in the woods.
I'd be good with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That or like sky burial or like in the woods, whatever. Sure. I'm down. Anyway, Shift Beers. This is apparently Chris's favorite
Speaking
show.
of dead people and
Speaking of-
podcasts,
Right?
Are they like zombies now? Have they
I don't know.
risen from the dead? Are they
don't know.
Jesus? Oh God.
I feel like it's just a tease.
I think it probably is. To get us excited that, they actually have another episode and then they disappear for another 6 months.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will take what I can get because
And
they're fun shows.
Oh, they are absolutely fun. And they allude to, they had a show that said, we're back. And then it's been a month
and then
or
they
whatever.
disappeared again. Right.
Disappeared
right.
again. And they're like, we can't say we're back. We're just here's another show. And they're like, hopefully we can do this once a month. And so that's how podcasts end up dying.
Yes.
Shift Beers just letting you know. I mean,
It's called pod fading. It's an actual term.
it is? Pod fading.
It's when you just kind of start fading as a podcast. Less and less episodes, and then eventually there's just none.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Don't
will
do that.
say.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do that.
I will say this is Truth Beer Pod episode 92, and we have not missed a week yet.
Wow.
You show off.
We are doing.
Wow.
It is the only flex we have, so I am going to
Right.
call it out whenever it is appropriate. This was an episode where they all brought. It was recorded at the Garage Bar,
Garage bar. Yeah.
and they all brought beers that they thought Chris would love, and Chris had to pick kind of the winner who brought the best beer for him, for all of them on this episode.
So, full disclosure, I have started listening to this episode, but I think I'm maybe close to the end of drinking.
Okay.
But that's where I'm at.
It's about 26 minutes
I was
in,
gonna
by the
say,
way. When you
I'm
get
a little
the
further than that. I think I'm like 30 something.
when
minutes.
you get the intro plus drinking lead into main show, it's somewhere between 26 and 28, 29 minutes.
Yes.
Can we talk about something else too? I got a text message. This has been a little while.
Okay. Yeah. It's been a little while. I don't know. Did that
somebody-
work?
Very
Sure.
good.
Why not?
Somebody put a sticker inside March 1st in the bathroom that was a drinking sticker.
What?
Yeah, I got
What?
I got a text accusing me of doing it, which I didn't. But I need to
Did
know.
they send a picture? Right.
Yeah, I got a
Okay,
picture of
okay.
the sticker. I need to know whoever did that. If you have more of these stickers, I need
Yes,
them.
we need them.
I need several of them because I need to put them places.
Agreed.
So
Likewise.
whoever did that, reach out to me at gnome@thenarlygnome.com, and I'll make it worth your while. We'll do some kind of an exchange. I need some of those stickers. So
Awesome.
Reach
Dude,
out to me.
that's
I love
awesome.
that.
That
I love
is
that.
fantastic.
That's
I'm
great.
not going to stick them all over March 1st and Woodburn and Fig Leaf and places like that.
No.
Not at all.
I'll put one up at West Side and Delhi Liquor and 13 Below.
Okay.
I'll find out. I'll find places on the west side to put those.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Reach out.
I met the beer
I was
cat.
going to, but since you are, that's good.
Well, you can handle like the Blue Ash area.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go
more
with that.
more like since you're going to go do,
West Side stuff.
West Side stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
That's cool though. Yeah, I'm
TQL
interested.
Stadium.
There you go.
No, you go.
I'll go. Sure.
Me.
We all need to go to a soccer game.
We
Come
should.
on.
We should.
If
And
you,
the
if you made
Cyclones
it to
game and all that.
Moorline, if you made it to Moorline for drinking with the gnome, you can make
I
it to
did.
TQL Stadium.
Yes.
I did. I missed my exit twice, but anyways,
How
I
did
did
you do
make
that and not end up in Northern Kentucky?
makes
That is
sense.
still where
That
I
makes
get
sense.
confused, but
I-
it's okay. It's
I'm a
fine.
mystery.
You made it there. That's all that matters.
So what I loved about
Anyway.
they're back. What I
Yes.
loved about this
Yes, yes.
episode is like Gnome talked about. The intro to drinking, all that took almost half the episode, which
That's
is
part
great.
of the show.
Yeah.
It's a great. We say that, and they may scoff or take offense or whatever it is, but no, we say it in a loving way. It's like we love these stories. These stories.
Because that's where you get the stories. They're not just saying, I drank this and this and this and this. Okay, Beth, what did you drink? Okay, Josh, what did you drink?
And
you get the
yes.
stories behind the experiences
Yeah.
that they had around those, which is absolutely amazing.
And the other thing is when they say in the intro, they're friends who get together and have a shift beer and talk about shift beers. So many of these stories are intertwined. They're friends. They go
Yes.
around and do these things, and they even talk about, hey, I couldn't I couldn't take you because it would end up, in this
Being a whole
way,
thing.
be a
Right,
whole
right.
thing, or stuff like that.
Usually in
and-
reference to Josh.
yeah,
We couldn't bring you
Or
because
Chris. I mean, to be fair,
the car would end up in the river.
right.
Yeah.
Well, Josh had a story about
That was-
Yeah,
that was-
exactly.
that was a
Yeah,
joke.
yeah,
it was-
exactly.
but,
Exactly.
it hit all the benchmarks, right? It was them getting together, having beers, burping.
Oh, God, the burps.
Jokes about having sex with Beth's husband, and then just when you think it's over, it's
Do you think
bonus beers.
the sex with her husband is that great? Like, should we be exploring this? Because it kind of sounds amazing.
Well,
Or is it one of those things where the more you talk about it, the less it's actually as...
No.
You know what I mean? Like, are they talking it up? Or is it, is it actually...
no, I'm
all
sure
that
for
great?
those who are interested, it's great. Look, I'm just going to say, not my type.
All right, that's
I'm
fine.
just going to say,
That's
not
fine.
my type.
That's
But I'm sure it's great.
Lupulin.
Oh, my God, it all circles back to that. So,
At least I didn't make a watermelon joke.
yep.
Thank you.
Yep, and the rest of my spirit has died and left the building. In the drinking segment, you learn the proper ratio of beers to heaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 6 to 1.
6
Who
to 1,
knew?
yeah.
I'm not going to say which one's which.
I don't think that's an accurate representation either.
Yeah? Why not?
I think it increases as the night goes on, and I think that if
I'm
you
sure there's
really,
an exponential. Sure.
if you really added it up, I think it's a little off.
It might be.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what you're drinking.
Well,
Like if you're
but-
drinking like High Lifes, sure, I can see the 6 to 1 working. If you're drinking, an Imperial IPA, a stout, whatever,
Okay.
that
I don't
ratio
think
is gonna be a little lower.
I actually don't think it matters.
Okay.
The longer the session, the shorter in between heaters.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, so I don't know that I've really ever gone deep in a drinking session with Brian, Button Brian, because he doesn't exist.
No, definitely not.
But I've
He
definitely
didn't even do a drinking segment. I think they completely skipped over.
He was
him
in there.
because-
He was
Yeah.
in there. It was
Oh,
just very,
okay.
it was very,
Very
very
brief.
brief and to the point.
Yeah, he was trying to get, as he said, he's
Getting swole.
scoliosis.
That's right. Scoliosis.
But I have definitely drank with Josh, and as the night goes on, those heaters start coming.
Yeah, he was looking for some after wrestling,
Yeah, yeah.
and just none of us had, and we're just like, nope, sorry,
'cause-
sorry, man.
I think he tried to smoke my shoe.
Would not be surprised by that one.
Yeah. He tried to light the end and suck through the foot entrance
God.
part.
To answer
Like
the
a
question,
bowl?
yes, you can bong a beer through a shoe and then promptly smoke the shoe.
What was
Does work, surprisingly.
I read something a long time ago that said if you want to make an engineer out of anyone, just put a group of stoners in a room with with weed and no device to actually smoke it with, and they will come
will
up
figure out a
with a
way,
way
yeah.
to do it. So there you go.
I heard this is going to go way down a different rabbit hole. I heard an interview one time with it was either Brad Pitt or Quentin Tarantino, but the story was about both of them. And I don't think it was weed. I think it was something much heavier than weed that somebody was handing somebody, and had to be Quentin Tarantino, and Brad Pitt was giving him the substance. And as he was walking out, he said, "Man, I don't have anything to smoke this with. Do you have a pipe or anything?" And then the other person, hang on. And he walked back to the house and got an apple and just tossed it to him. There you go.
There you go. If you want it bad enough, you will make this work.
Yeah. I think that was on Stern Show for anybody that wants to do some Googling and listen to that
that's
interview.
amazing.
It was good.
That is amazing. Let's see, what did they drink? They brought, before that, as part of the drinking segment, Chris has a hitchhiker story that is
Oh my God.
absolutely
Great story.
wild. Holy
It's so good.
shit. Like
It is so good.
I was on the edge of my seat
great story.
all the way through the end, and I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Oh,
But holy shit,
It worked out
that
better.
was wow. If you don't listen to this episode for
Beth
any
was
other
shocked.
reason, yes,
Beth was very shocked.
yes, she she was speechless. Like
Yeah.
she was like, well, wait, what? And just nothing. She had absolutely no response to it. So definitely check out this episode for that, if nothing else. Let's see. The beers that they brought was Rheingeist Morelos, which we've had.
We've
had
had
here.
Yep.
I actually think that it's good, but I like it a lot better when it is cuvee with Wolf's Ridge Walking Taco, their Mexican lager. You do like a 70-30 blend because Walking Taco is a lot more lime heavy than Morelos. Blend the two, holy shit, absolutely amazing. But I agree that Morelos is a very good beer.
Good beer.
Yeah. Though Josh said that it tasted like a burrito.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
went really, really heavily into it's like a burrito. It's like a burrito. It's like the spices of a burrito. And Chris's response to that was golden. It was absolutely amazing. Not going to tell you what he said, but check it out. The Modelo Chelada 12-pack, mix pack, which I still want to try those, but I've only been able to find them in like the 36-ounce tall boys, and I'm sorry, but I'm not buying those just for the sole purpose of trying one or two of the flavors.
I will
but
try
I'm
'em if-
curious. I'd like to try them, but
I would try them if somebody else bought them.
Yes.
And we were there.
Yes.
And we could split them.
I can
Agreed.
drink a chelada if I'm making it myself and I'm controlling what goes into it and what ratio that goes into it.
All right, give us a ratio. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I have to try things and then I tweak and then I try
Gotcha.
and then I tweak.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have a
I thought you
recipe?
were
No,
ready.
I do not have a recipe. yet,
Gotcha.
but
I thought you were ready for the
Stay
gelato.
tuned this summer. I will have a recipe for everybody.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Very
Put
good.
it on
All
the
right.
old TikTok.
what if you're not on
I'm
TikTok?
not going to see TikTok.
Can you put it on like the...
It'll also go to the Instagram.
Okay.
No.
I'm good there.
Okay. I will send Marco a VHS tape
Betamax or nothing.
of the
Oh
1
my
minute
God.
video.
Yeah.
Let's see. They also had the 2023 version of Dank IPA from High Grain and Nine Giant, and Rheingeist's Knowledge, which had a can date of March 31st.
That was the 23rd.
Not according to this episode. Or maybe it's my truth. You'll have to listen to find out. Yeah. It was-
Weren't they? Didn't they talk a lot about like March or April 35th or something?
There was something about
yep,
that.
that was,
Something
that
about
was
that.
another one. Yep, 100%. A vast majority of the episode was the drinking of the beers that they brought in for Chris and trying out, oh my God, this beer tastes, this good. This one isn't as good as this one. We're not going to cover all of that because that's boring for us to just say, hey, they drink this, they drank this and they liked it, or they drank this and they didn't. No one gives a shit. Listen to the episode and hear their reactions because
Yeah.
it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun.
oof.
And again, a lot of opinions from the higher gravity doggos, our favorite regulars to see here, hands down. Let's see. They started talking about the worst splinters that they've ever had.
Oh my God, that made me cringe.
So
I'm not to that part
I
yet,
was-
but it
I had
hurts
to-
me thinking about it.
I had to laugh because my mom had a situation involving a splinter that led to her calling me saying, hey, can you take me to urgent care because I don't think I can fix this on my own? And the picture of the splinter in her finger is still the picture I have for her contact in my phone.
Oh my God.
Because it was ridiculous. I remember sending a picture of it to my sister and she was like, how did she do that? I'm like, I don't know. It's Mom. Long story short, she was trying to wipe down cabinets, and I guess there was a little piece of wood sticking
That's
out,
how
and
the worst
she
ones
just
happen.
yes. So
That's why I never clean.
exactly,
Good
it's
idea.
dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous
I
to clean.
Yeah, I kind of own that.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
that.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. So I will say that if
Where do you guys stand on
To the left.
the wire brush cleaning the grill grate?
it has
No
to be
way.
something that I can
No way.
soak
You're
in.
so
something.
you're a hard no on a wire
I'm a
brush.
hard no.
How do you clean the grill?
Is it a wood scraper or
Nope.
stone?
Nope. You just burn that shit off.
That's the way
turn it all the way up?
That's the way I grew up. And by the way, I don't know if that's the safest way to do that. I don't know.
Not
Actually,
wrong.
so
Not wrong.
my technique is not that far off. You crank it up before and after to
Yeah.
burn most of it off. And use an onion. And just take an onion and scrape the grates with it. It'll take all the stuff off. Then you're fine.
Charcoal,
the onion
propane.
juice. Use the onion
All of it.
juice.
Anything you're cooking on.
Okay.
Charcoal, propane.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, for you, like, do you,
You're a
like,
pellet
do you
smoker.
have...
Pellet.
You're
You're a pellet
a,
smoker. That's right.
You're a
that's right.
Traeger guy, right?
Yeah.
Man, you must be rich.
Yeah, no Blackstone?
It was used. It was free.
No Blackstone?
No Blackstone. Nope.
Judging. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's fine.
Not that I have one, but, I'm just going to pretend.
What do you grill on, Julia?
Big-ass Weber propane grill that I won for free at the place that I used to work at.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
You a wire brush, wood scraper, stone, or a onion person?
Wood nylon bristles when it's cooled down. You can't use that shit when the grill's hot, and the like goo gone stuff to scrub out just because.
It's great. That dog's about to get eaten.
Yes, it is. It's a little Bichon Frise, which
That's a cotton ball.
Little bitch. It is a little cotton ball dog, but the poor thing is getting harassed by
and its
a
parent.
trio.
Its parent is a little panicked.
She didn't look panicked. She looked more annoyed. Like
Oh no, she looked panicked when she was walking
was
up
it?
the
I must
steps,
have
and
missed
her
that
eyes,
part, yeah.
her eyes got about this big.
Well, I mean, she's walking instead of like on the sidewalk in front of it. She was trying to walk the dog like in like the patio area directly in front of the doors where people are going to be going in and out. I don't know
Also,
if she was planning
so
on coming in
If you
here.
don't want your dog to get eaten, don't get a dog that looks like a marshmallow.
Not wrong.
Yeah,
Not wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I let mine soak, scrub it with, nylon bristle brush because it's all like that porcelain grating. So if I use wire bristles, it'll just
Yeah.
score through that and then it'll rust. And
So, do you not use the bristle brushes because you're worried about a stray piece of steel ending up in your esophagus or in your
No.
stomach?
Oh, it's terrible when you get one of those in your mouth.
oh my
after-
God, trying to.
It's in your mouth. And
Yeah, you're just full on a rack of ribs. You go,
Oh my
like,
God.
a piece of steel.
gotta pick that out.
Yeah.
So no.
So, do you want me to explain the joke?
No.
Okay.
No. I am very well aware of what the joke is. I am
motor
just,
road.
I'm real. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.
It's so nuanced. It's the highest level of comedy. I mean, not everyone got it.
Steve Martin was a prop comic, There we go. All right. So I only had 3 other notes on this episode of Shit Beers in it.
Can't get out of my head now.
That needs to be a button. Someone needs to do it really well, and it'll end up being a button, and I will grimace every time I use it. But hey, why not? 3 other notes that I had on this episode before the burp count. One, not going to answer this, but whose beer did Chris pick as the winner of the best beer brought
Yeah, I
to
mean,
the
you
garage
can't
bar?
go through this and not know who's on a show that's meant to impress Chris, which one he was most impressed with.
Sure.
Yeah, agreed. Who has the best Smeagol impersonation? That was actually kind of surprising.
Okay.
That was actually a little surprising.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to take a guess?
I'm trying to think in my head. All right.
Picturing all of them. So okay, so you have your idea.
It's hilarious, no matter who it is.
True, absolutely true. But after you finish listening to the episode, ping us on Truth Beer Pod, all the social media platforms. Let
Except
us know what you
TikTok,
think.
because evidently you guys don't understand
Except
TikTok.
for TikTok, I tried, but I think we talked before. You can't shut the volume off like. Instagram stories, everything can be on mute unless you want to hear it. TikTok is like, fuck you, we're blasting this at max volume no matter what. I said, can't do it. Cannot do it. And Josh has some very hot takes on what is a good bourbon/bourbon whiskey at the end of this episode.
Okay.
So, not
Yeah.
really beer
I mean,
related, but
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, Gnome, you didn't really listen to much besides or you haven't gotten past the drink segment. So, any other notes from you on the beginning of the episode?
No. I think you've nailed everything that's in my notes here.
All right, Marco.
No, I mean, I'm looking at our notes. They're good.
At
Yeah.
our show notes. All right, it is time for the burp count, which we have not had
I know.
for quite a while.
Yeah,
So
it's
this
been
is
a while.
exciting. It's definitely been more than a few weeks. This episode 115 of Shift Beers, they had a grand total of 65 burps.
Ooh, all
Which-
right. Better than I thought they did.
Yeah, exactly. which is some of the I did count the pre-burps.
Okay.
Because
Some of those were gurgly.
That the garage bar can't have smelled good after some of those.
No.
All I'm saying.
No.
That equates down or up to 130 ounces of whatever beverage you're putting the
very
drinks
good.
game
Respectable.
with,
Very good.
which translates to 8.125 pints.
Very good. So
they
not
came
quite
back
9.
With but they came back strong with this one.
Yeah, I mean, for the length of that episode, hit up 9 pints and see how you feel.
Yeah. If you can feel
No,
anything
thanks.
after that, good luck to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Although
Let's
I
move.
Great work.
I usually have to drink 9 pints to listen to
To
Shift
get
Beer,
through it.
so, yeah.
I mean,
I
you
gotcha.
know,
Yeah.
Understandable.
convenient.
It happens.
Understandable. All right, let's move on to the Weekly Pint, which
Yeah,
is
it's a show.
kind of like the newer podcast. It's been around for quite a while, but it is still
167 episodes.
yeah, but it is new to being its own podcast, or at least being released.
That's
in
almost
podcast
3
form.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was started during COVID.
Holy shit.
I remember those. Yeah. There
So
have been,
it's an actual show.
yeah. It
Holy
used to be
shit.
the show that's
I
not
don't
a
let my
show.
shows become shows until they've already been around for 3 years.
Holy shit.
So for anyone
Every
that's
Monday for almost 3 years, my wife knows, oh, so you're busy after 9 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah.
Welcome to
yeah,
my world.
I'm busy.
Trying to get a kid in bed and then running downstairs. I gotta go
Yeah, that's not me. I'm not
work
doing that.
or something.
My youngest is graduating this month, so a lot of graduation shit going on. But also, it's not. They don't need dad at 9 o'clock on a Monday.
yeah.
I would argue my kids don't need me either. There's probably other people that could do the same role, but that's a different discussion for a different show.
Yeah.
And also
Craft parenting podcast, maybe.
also not for anybody at this table. Like we can't help you with that.
You can. You could write a letter.
Okay, handwritten letter.
Submit a petition.
Handwritten letter.
Oh,
We'll see how that goes.
I'm sure that'll
It'll end
go
up
over
the same
really well.
outcome.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
except I'll get yelled at.
Exactly. Did you have them write a letter?
Why are all these letters coming in?
Yeah. I mean, there'll at
I don't
least
know.
be 2 letters.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more, but hey, we're here for you. Whatever you need us to do.
We bumped it
We'll
back
try.
to 9:30. It's helping a
Yeah.
little bit. If I can't get them in bed and asleep by 9:30, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was an episode about a closed tap room, consolidated breweries, and one local spot getting even better. This episode was reckless.
It was very
It
reckless.
was incredibly reckless.
Did I
Yeah.
say that?
I think I said it twice.
Yeah. More than that, I should have had a reckless counter. I just
twice
didn't.
unintentionally.
Yes.
It
yes.
was like reckless and what was
reckless speculation.
reckless
Reckless speculation.
reckless speculation.
Reckless
Those are,
speculous.
Those are very hard words to put together,
Yes.
especially after a few beers.
This is very true. And that was one of the cool things about this episode. You actually finished a beer.
I finished an
during the
entire
episode.
beer and opened another one.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
Probably
in the
because the
previous
caller that called in just
166
kept talking.
Callers help. It
Yeah.
gives me a chance to drink
Just
while
sitting
people
there,
are talking.
yeah. This
Just
is
kept
true.
talking
This
and
is
talking
true.
and talking.
There was also talk about the benefits of a milk fridge, which, not gonna lie, I might look into just getting one of those for the upstairs. Because
I'm now worried that there's like old milk in the milk fridge that we forgot about.
Have you not opened it?
I don't know. It's over on the other side of the bed. It's on my wife's side of the bed. She's
I'm
got
sure
a
she's
desk and
opened
stuff. There's no way.
I don't know.
No
Ooh,
way.
No
Nope.
way. Ooh.
Nope.
You might just need to throw it out and get just a brand new
burn
one.
it.
Don't even
Burn it
exactly.
down.
Exactly.
Throw it in some coffee.
Does that work? That was they're supposed to throw it in rice or something.
It's cottage cheese. I mean, it's
Oh, if it's cottage cheese,
oh,
get rid
throw
of
the
it.
milk,
the milk.
in the coffee.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
coffee, yeah.
What did you
Throw
think
the
I meant?
fridge in the coffee.
Yeah, I was saying burn the fridge down. He said throw it in some coffee, and I'm like, why would I put the fridge in
The
coffee?
fridge in the
milk.
coffee. Yeah. Yeah, Freon is
You know,
amazing.
when you drop your phone in water, you're supposed to put it in rice or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
I thought
Which,
that's
by the way,
kind
does
of
not fucking work.
well, but they're
No.
waterproof now. Phones are waterproof.
It's true, or at least water resistant.
Yeah, I guess.
Saying
They can't-
waterproof.
they can't legally say
legally
waterproof.
exactly.
I don't think mine's waterproof in any way.
Well, that's because you still have a flip phone. So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Whenever he's like, "Hey, can you do this thing on my phone?" I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
You have to hit like the 5 button like
Yeah, it's
5
like,
times, either the
gotta-
letter
gotta
S or
dial
whatever.
9
It's
to
like,
get out.
dude. It's a rotary.
Stick.
Oh my
Where's
god.
your phone, Marco? It's out there at the corner.
It's out there. Bring 35 cents when you walk over there, though. You know.
Fucking avocado green. What shit is
Oh
this?
my god. Harvest Gold.
Ah.
That's what you got to do. All right, there was some not a lot of talk, but some talk about Braxton Spur and the differences between an amber lager and an amber ale,
Very different beers.
which was absolutely. Although a lot of people think the color's the same, it's got to be the same stuff. Which,
People just call them ambers, and it's not. It's not even
yeah,
a.
yeah.
You're
Is
gonna be disappointed.
that the same as just saying, oh, it's an IPA? Because there could
Maybe.
be vastly
Yeah,
different.
maybe.
Not trying to like start anything, just like a genuine. Are ambers? I don't say are ambers becoming the same as IPAs. In that
Ambers are
respect,
easier because
they're not.
there's really only kind of
Two.
two distinct sides
Separate.
to it.
Makes sense. Also got into what is a West Coast IPA when you were talking about the 50 West,
Yeah.
New West Coast. Like I had mentioned in the chat during the weekly pint, I had some and went, it's good, but
it's a great
wouldn't-
beer.
Yeah, but I don't know that my perception of a West Coast is something that has
Bitterness.
a bit more of that bitterness to it, exactly. And this did not have it. It was delicious. It's just not what I expected for something called a West Coast. That doesn't mean anything at all anymore, I feel like, as far as
No, I mean
IPA
you're
styles
actually
go.
your
But
opinion actually helps form style guidelines.
That's true.
I would like to think.
That's true.
I would like to think, but I don't know.
We'll see. Let's see. What else was there? You were curious if there was anything hidden under the sleeve of the can, because back in
Yep.
COVID days, people were
It was
reusing
not
aluminum and all
to
that.
spoil that.
It was disappointing, but actually we have a button for that one.
It was disappointing.
Good old Kevin Sorbo, which anyway, not gonna get into that one.
We can replace it.
Well, yeah, we'll do that.
We could do that.
Talked about your woodland adventures down in the gorge.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you didn't fall down a cliff and die.
Obviously, a
That was-
gnome had a woodland adventure.
Yeah,
I was
it was
less
very
worried about
appropriate.
falling off a cliff as I was just having a heart attack.
Okay,
So
all right,
did
thanks.
did you know that the Indian staircase wasn't like an
No.
actual staircase? Okay,
We didn't know at all what we were walking into at all.
or walking up. Yeah.
And
It's amazing, but yeah, if you're not.
we got there at a different time than the people we were meeting, so we were hiking in, just me and my brother, by ourselves.
So you
both
guys
of
were
us.
meeting everyone like at
Yeah.
the campsite
So
kind of thing, or
when we hit the bottom of Indian Staircase, I was like, "Oh,
these aren't
think
stairs.
think we made a wrong
the-
turn. This is a rock." So then we had to find our way, and I think that the route that we ended up finding was probably easier than the one that they took, but it was.
But you're
it
not
was-
going to tell them that.
It was brutal.
Yeah, the gorge is amazing, and yeah, if you ever want to do, this is in general, not to either of you two, a half marathon that will kick the shit out of you. The Rugged Red, you go from the top of the gorge to the bottom, and then back up and down like 3 or 4 times throughout the course
Oh,
of
it
the
sounds
13 miles.
Sounds great.
It is the
Sounds
only
amazing.
race that I have ever DNF'd, and then I went back the next year, and I'm like, I'm fucking doing this, and managed to finish second. year, but-
Congratulations, Julia.
Holy crap, that was harder than some of the Spartan races that I've done, harder than Tough Mudders I've done. Ridiculous. Beautiful. I love the gorge, but
Salute to you, Julia, and hopefully
Well-
with the stuff you're doing and the rehab. I mean, I know we joke about my shoulder, and some people think that's actually a joke. It's not.
it's not a joke. Yeah.
My shoulder is actually fucked up.
Yeah.
But anyways, you do have a foot that's actually fucked up.
yeah.
And for being a person who likes to go walking and hiking and in nature and all that other stuff, I certainly hope that, the steps you're taking lead you to, in the next 6, 8, 10 months, and next year you're able to do all the stuff you want to do.
Yeah. It's
And
fucking depressing. If I'm being
And-
perfectly honest, that I can't.
and
Do this stuff, yeah.
at that time,
Anyway.
I will kick everyone's ass in duck pin bowling and
Yes,
bowling
he will.
and
Yeah.
catch these hands.
Because Vincent won. You were a close second. I was like 5th on the list when we went.
Yeah.
It was not the best of nights. But But hey,
We may have
it's all good.
overlooked somebody else's score, but that's fine.
All right, back to Weekly Pint. Talked a bit about McBrayer bottle, or not the bottle shop. Legacy Liquor, is that the name of the store? McBrayer Legacy Liquor.
So McBrayer is a brand,
Right, but
Revival is the store.
Revival's the
That's
store name. I'm
separate-
sorry.
different
Okay.
companies.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha. So, because there was discussion about, some of the work that you were doing with McBrayer and, the gorgeous picture of the whiskey bottle that, you had posted. And then some of the talk about what's at Revival, like just old bottles that are, covered in dust. Much
Really,
like
really
the,
cool store.
Much like the, was it not the Bud Light from, was it Rock Bottom? That was covered in dust because someone didn't want to drink any craft beer. That wasn't Rock
that was
Bottom.
Caroline. Caroline's, Caroline's mother-in-law?
Yeah. I'm like, I know that one of you two knows the story, and I am blanking on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
I think it was Caroline's mother-in-law, which would mean Joe's mom.
right. Yeah.
For anybody who's following, like, family dynamic relationships.
Exactly. Let's see. Then we kind of got into, after those, the three different topics of the title of the episode, which I kind of like that now starting the Weekly Pint. It used to just be, we'll just talk about kind of whatever happens to come up. And now you are putting out like invites like, hey, this is going to be happening. And this is kind of the title. These are the things that we are going to try to touch on during the course of this live conversation that's happening.
And I'm sure that'll keep evolving too over time.
Sure. But I
Shift and
definitely
change,
do
but-
like it. If you're not familiar with the Weekly Pint, I don't know why, but Monday nights you need to be involved either on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch,
OnlyFans.
Twitter.
That's it.
OnlyFans.
I don't
Twitter
put it out
doesn't
on
do-
Twitter anymore. Yeah.
Okay. So those just the three: Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, or Twitter. I'm
Facebook,
sorry,
YouTube, Twitch.
Yeah. It starts with a T.
Right.
It was close enough. You get the best comments on Twitch.
I get some interesting ones.
Some fantastic ones. Part of me, since I have an account on Twitch, if you ever need someone to like be on that channel, just moderate and delete that. But hey,
it's
all right.
entertaining for me.
All right, there we go.
It says a lot
You
about
can-
their platform versus that of YouTube.
Yes, it really does. But yeah, join on and you can comment live on any of those platforms. You can call into the drunk line and just really be engaged in this episode, which is a lot of fun. A lot of podcasts, you're yelling at, your phone, your car radio, whatever you might have when you're listening to these things in the past. You can actually be a part of what drives that conversation if you're participating in the live chat on Monday nights. So if that's not enough to get you to join, I don't know what else to tell you, but it's an amazing time. It is my favorite part about Mondays. But anyway, into the main topics of this, and I'm just going to call them episodes because that's what they are anymore. Consolidation, small breweries merging with other small breweries instead of being bought out by like the major
or just
big
closing.
beer. Right, exactly. This is something that is starting to become a little more prevalent, and I'm wondering my own, speculation on it. Something that Marco and I talked about a couple weeks ago with Michael, with Adina, currently with Adina. Will we start seeing more of these smaller breweries kind of transitioning ownership to, family, to other people in the business? As breweries are starting to age, will this consolidation with other breweries become similar? Will that become more of a common thing?
Yeah, I
that
think
we see.
I think that's going to become the norm as far as people's way out of the industry is them
Consolidate rather than
consolidating
passing the
with
torch off to
somebody
someone
else that's similar to them.
Well, the other thing I think of is breweries wanting to look for a second space, but they're able to go into a space that is already established as a brewery. Makes it so much easier from a state aspect, a regulatory aspect, to go into a space that already is that type of space. And that space has a small following, I would imagine. If they're closing, it doesn't mean because the beer was bad. It doesn't mean because the service was bad. It could be for a variety of other reasons. But another brewery going into that space and making it or having it live on makes a lot of sense for somebody who is going to open or would look to open a second space, which in an environment where distribution and fighting for distribution is not really a winning battle at this point. It's probably a better idea to continue to look for a different second, a different space, to hock your wares, so to speak, and it be yours. So
So Marco, asking you as kind of taproom manager, if two breweries merge like that, you okay?
Excuse me.
You doing all right over there?
I'm good.
I asked Marco that, and I went to the bathroom earlier and heard him coughing behind the men's room door, so I yelled in, you doing all right in there? I'm concerned about you. And
it's a little creepy.
I have done my job.
Yeah.
Would that mean that since the breweries are all part of the same umbrella family, however you might want to call it, could they have each other's beers on tap, or do they still need separate licensing to sell each different brand in the tap room? I don't think I'm wording that question correctly at all, but hopefully you know what I'm trying to
There's
talk
not an
about.
easy answer to that.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay.
Case to case.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
I don't. Not a legal expert by any means, but I think if you're the full-on parent company of two brands, there's a legal way for you to serve those two brands.
Okay.
Now, that's the other thing is the brewery that acquires another one gonna let that brand live on, or just become
absorb it and
become that main company's place?
Sure.
So I mean, that's another question, all into itself.
Right.
And that's a case by case basis. You do that with however you want to do it. I mean, I don't know.
One of the biggest examples that we've seen in the last few years is obviously Dogfish Head, Sam Adams merging together into the same company. And both of those brands just kind of live on in the exact same way that they were before.
Sure.
But they're still the same company.
And I don't know that I would ever, if I ever saw a Dogfish Head tap at the Cincinnati Tap Room, I would be
I don't
really
know.
surprised. Right. It would be one of those things where I'm like, okay, I know that this is all, I don't want to say the same because it's not. But
I don't anticipate that
yeah.
we'll ever see that. I would love to see a Dogfish Head brew pub kind of thing.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Spring up
Yeah,
around
that'd be
some of those
cool.
places that there happen to be Sam Adams
Agreed.
tap rooms. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. I'm going to try to rush through the last part of this just to make sure we have other stuff that you need to do, Gnome, and I want to make sure that you have enough time
drink?
to do your stuff. Lots of drinking.
Yeah, we got to drink.
Lots of drinking, lots of exploring some stuff in the cooler, and I just saw the time and we're dragging on a little longer than we need to. We talked
I
a bit
blame
about
Lupulin.
it. Yep. If I had the button, this would be a perfect place for it. We talked a bit about the Rheingeist CEO ousting the TNT
I think
pizza crust guy.
that's probably the
But that's
most
gonna be
fascinating story to me.
I agree, but that would take
Love
way
to
more
read
time
more
than
about
what
it, but it's
we-
all behind a paywall.
Yeah.
There's not much behind the paywall either. It's
Lame.
It's interesting. I think that it could lead to a lot of really good, lengthy conversations that we just kind of don't have time for on this show. But we did talk about it a lot on the Weekly Pint, so definitely check out the episode to hear just some of our takes on that. Marco called in and had some really good thoughts about the, I don't want to call it the corporatizing of Rheingeist because it's always been a corporation. I feel like more than a saying more than a brewery is not correct at all, but
there's always been
there's
that
so
thing
much,
behind
right.
kind of the scenes.
right,
that-
right.
And a lot of places have that, but it's become very apparent in the last few years with them trying to shift into being employee owned and bringing in a board and all this stuff, and so it's becoming very interesting.
Right. That and the conversation that spawned off of that on the repeatability of buying a brand, either going to the tap room, buying it off the shelves. How is that changing? Really, really, really fascinating conversations that you can be a part of by joining the Weekly Pint every Monday night, so definitely do that. My note: this was the part of the show where you finished a beer for the first time and opened up a second. So congratulations for hitting that milestone.
Usually it's not till after the show that I get to finish my beer.
Or even started half the time. Like you'll pour it and you'll be like, oh, this smells great, and then like you just don't even get a chance. Yeah, it only took you 167 episodes. Hopefully,
there's got to be another one in there where I finished a beer, right?
There might be, but this is the first one.
Aren't you
that
supposed to have notes on all those things?
Well, until this was a show, I never took notes on the Weekly Pint.
True.
Yeah. North High's Hyde Park location closing, which I had mentioned. I kind of kept forgetting that they had tap rooms here, which you went. That's an even bigger issue.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Well, but I mean, like, how many people realize that West 6th has a Greater Cincinnati tap room? I don't think that many people realize it's there.
Is it a tap room or is it just a container?
It's a container, isn't it?
It's still a tap room.
Still a tap room. You're right. But for
not a very big tap.
But for some reason, I remember that more than North High. I remember for a while seeing the North High van driving up and down, like when I would come up to BC's when we recorded there, and I would see it.
Cheers, buddy. You want to put my face in it?
Wet
He
hot,
wants you to
pet
do a
hunter?
little.
You want to taste?
Those are hops. You know what you got to do with that one. Oh my God. There we go.
Yeah, it's
there
good.
we go. But I would see the van, like, because they used to, I don't know if they still do, distribute cans, because I remember they had
sure they do.
Galaxy something. The can had, like, it looked like the Star Wars screen on it. But yeah, I'm like, it doesn't impact me that much because they're not. I think if they were Cincinnati based,
see, I almost forget.
Maybe it would, but I don't know. It was weird because I'm going. It's a shame. I'm not happy. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's a shame that a tap room closed. But at the same time, I don't know how much of an impact that makes on the Cincinnati beer scene.
Well,
maybe that's just me personally.
No,
and for other people,
I don't think it makes an impact on the Cincinnati beer scene, other than the fact that it is showing you a side of the Cincinnati beer scene that we're not really paying attention to right now. Like, there are going to be more of these places that are going to come into town. Not to say it's a bad thing to have somebody come in from out of town to open up a tap room here. I love Highwire.
I was going to say, I'm excited for Highwire.
Brewdog's here.
Brewdog, Highwire, North High.
Yeah, but I love some of those guys. Like I love Highwire. I think I don't know the guys from North High yet. Hopefully we'll have them on the show here soon. Yeah. We'll talk to them and kind of explore who they are and probably hopefully fall in love with them. Fuck Brewdog. It's a terrible company.
Yeah.
Terrible company.
Yeah.
But the beer's fine, and it's
aight.
Sort of.
It's as much as I hate the company, I respect that there is a Brewdog tap room in Cincinnati. I would rather there be a Brewdog tap room here than not.
Yeah, I mean, because with the picking places, Cincinnati's a place to pick. It just like, if I don't know, a Burial wanted to do another tap room somewhere for some reason.
I want it to be here.
It'd be amazing to have it.
Yeah, I mean, we are a place that would attract those sort of things. Yeah. And we've had to build to this, and this is a really good thing. So
I'm just glad that they have another tap room here, so where it's not.
Yeah.
They have left Cincinnati
right.
entirely.
Not they're gone. Right.
I don't know how much marketing BS is behind kind of the statements that they're putting out about why they closed Hyde Park. They're saying it's partially because of the ventilation in there, which I can attest that sometimes you go in there and it's full of smoke because they're cooking the pizzas, and it gets hot because they're cooking the pizzas, and it's not fun.
Isn't that their fault though?
Yes, or their landlord, which is Cohatch, their fault for not setting things up properly. That's one of their reasons. The other is no outside space, and that after COVID they realized how important that was, and the tap room's not big enough. That's what they mean by that. That is definitely a big part. It's humorous to me because when you look at Kenwood, the outside space at Kenwood is like 2 tables. Like, it's not a big patio. It's not a big outside space. Ventilation there is definitely perfect. It's the tap room is very comfortable, but I don't know how much of what they're using as their reasons are real and how much aren't. I can't get.
How about the rent
read.
being outrageous?
I don't even think that plays into it that much.
I mean, they have, God, how many tap rooms across Ohio?
I don't know what their deal with Cohatch is. I don't know how that kind of waters down with X amount of different tap rooms and different Cohatch locations. I don't know their deal, so I can't say.
But it didn't seem like it was the rents too high for us to stay here.
No, they would have closed. They would have
right.
closed with COVID.
Right. Yeah.
If that was the case.
I agree with that. Last thing that you touched on for the Weekly Pint was 16 Lots. It is the local spot
God.
that is getting better and better and better. You have Chris Mitchell joining the Southern Outpost as a head brewer,
Right.
and Josh Wilson, Lord Duckworth himself,
Lord Duckworth.
joining as head brewer up in Mason, and that in addition to, I mean, the Southern Outpost, once that opens, is going to have an amazing cast of people running everything. Are there many other changes that you noticed up in Mason other than?
I haven't been there for a little while, so
Okay.
I can't speak to that. I know that none of Josh's beers are on tap yet, so the beers are still carryovers from when Eric was there, who is not there anymore. I don't know kind of where he's going to land, but
Yeah, that'll be exciting to see. I'm excited to go down to Southern Outpost and see all of the amazing things that
man.
Dell has said that they're going to be doing.
the beer's going to be great.
Yeah.
Vincent and I were there maybe 2 weeks ago. There's nothing aesthetically or even on tap that to the Mason location, obviously because it's the only one that's open, has said that there's
a second location coming.
anything different. Anything different.
Well, I think that for the Mason location, I don't want to say not a lot's changing up there besides potentially the beer. I don't think that they've said, we're going to be revamping hospitality and all that other stuff.
I'm sure there are things that will change just by the nature of the way it kind of works. But as of right now, I don't think they're planning on any major changes there.
Yeah. But as a whole, 16 Lots they're making some steps up in elevating what they're currently doing.
They are taking steps forward on lots of different sides of the business that gets me excited as a beer drinker.
That's cool. I'm excited to see that as well.
If you guys don't know Josh Wilson, he is formerly from 50 West. Absolutely brilliant brewer. Great fan of lager. Just a real good guy and a real.
Are they going to be adding any slow pour taps?
I
Either
don't,
location.
I don't know that answer. I assume that he would probably be one of the first people that would
At least push
want
for
that.
it.
Push for it.
Yeah. And then Chris, he was Listerman, OTR, Stillhouse, Woodburn.
Yeah.
He's
great brewer.
He's got the pedigree.
Great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's all that I had as far as notes. The Weekly Pint is always so much fun just to hang out and see what people are saying. We have side conversations going on where you're trying to talk about one topic and you're getting distracted by what we're saying. And it's amazing. So Mondays, 9:30. Most Mondays, I don't want to say all Mondays because life happens.
It's supposed to be all, but it happens.
Look for the Facebook event post. Again, sometimes life still gets in the way, but it's a fun time. It is so much fun. I am so glad that you started it. I'm so glad you continued it, and it's just a great little mini community to be a part of. Yeah. Marco, anything else for you?
No, sorry.
That was like Liam.
Phlegm. I
Just
apologize.
unintentionally turned into Liam Neeson.
Neeson. Yes.
Yeah. That was unintentional. But
Lee Flem Neeson.
yeah, Lee Flem Neeson. Very good. It is a good time. I can't believe it's been as long as it has for Weekly Pint, and
It's amazing.
I'm really excited about it. And for those of you who don't know, Truth Beer Pod started to come together because of Weekly Pint. It was a
that's literally where this all started.
Some guy who was having a beer at some place called into Weekly Pint, and because of the interaction and all that, said, I'm starting a podcast about Cincinnati Craft Beer Podcast, and I want Julia to be my co-host. And so that is the true story about how the two of us met and over the internet, essentially.
Yeah.
And that forum so to speak. And, Julia, because she's the queen of screens, found me within minutes, contacted me, and I was like, yes, this is true. I want to do this. And we took a few months to
kind of hash everything
out. And then a few months later, unbeknownst to us, we were celebrating our birthdays on the same day. And we're like, wait a minute.
I think we made ourselves show each other our driver's license. Are you sure about
Did we
this?
just become best friends?
Yeah.
think
It's like, what
so.
the shit is this?
Holy crap.
And so, but yeah, so Truth Beer Pod came together out of
The Weekly Pint?
the Weekly Pint. And so we are, on our way to ruling this domain, which is we are the number one podcast that talks about Cincinnati craft beer podcasts. So thank you to all of you who have been with us a long time. Thank you to those of you who are first-time listeners. Hopefully you get the show. If not, listen to the previous one, listen to the next one and the next one, and you'll get it. You will get it. And if you don't, at least we got your clicks. Thank you. Julia,
Marco.
what's next?
I was going to ask Gnome because we just talked about all of our notes. Gnome, was there anything else you wanted to say about this episode of The Weekly Pint or plugging any and all of your stuff?
No, just the Gnarly Gnome, wherever you like to consume content.
Sounds good. Easy enough.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you liked what we did, let us know. We are at Truth Beer Pod on all the social media platforms. Tell your friends, your family, your dogs, cockatoos. I don't know. Just tell people. Scream.
Two.
We're going back to Lupulin, aren't we?
Yeah, we're about to go there.
It's
Either lupulin or watermelons.
oh my
Your choice.
God. Just tell people about our show if you had a good time. If you didn't, let @RagingHop on Twitter know. Give him all the complaints. He'll let us know eventually about them. If you want to do anything to support us besides following us on social media, send us an email, truthbeerpod@gmail.com. Go to our website, truthbeerpod.com. We have links to all of our social media pages as well as ways to monetarily donate to us, which for the most part helps us get new pairs of headphones or pay for podcast hosting because that shit ain't free. Other than that, Marco, Gnome, what do you think you guys are going to be doing next Tuesday?
Julia, I'm going to be here talking about all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts from this week, actually. Gnome? I
I'll
don't know.
probably be apologizing to my wife about something.
All right. Very
Sounds
good.
good.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
guys.